Welcome to Event Ensemble Spotlight, where today we are talking with David Hepburn, a truly extraordinary individual. Wait, no applause, no jazz hands until I'm done with the introduction. After I have amazed you, then you can do whatever you want. Okay, take two. Welcome, everyone. This is the Chief Head Trash Remover, the professor and mentoring your success trainer at sales and marketing and helping business owners just like you. And for all of my Event Ensemble fans, let me just be really, really clear. We are an event-based group. And David Hepburn is one of the very, very few, as in the few that I can count on one hand, that is not specifically in the event industry. And it is because of his quality, caliber, performance, and gracious sharing of help for our members that he is a member of Event Ensemble.
Thanks, Scott. It's been a wonderful ride.
Is it 9 years?
Well, we've been together 11. But
yeah, now you're really making us sound old.
Well,
but
yeah,
Event Ensemble, 9 years.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. You know what? I have a question for you, and that's no surprise, but I'm really curious. What is the difference between a coach and a mentor?
Sure, ask the toughest question first. The difference between a coach and a mentor is it's really semantics. Mentors have usually been through what you're going through. So in our relationship, I am not a mentor, I'm a coach. Now, if we're talking about promotional products or advertising sales, then I would be a mentor to the people in those industries. Because that's where my background was. So I've been there, done that with that.
So as a coach, does it matter whether or not you are in the same industry? In other words, I'm a DJ. Should I have a DJ as my coach? Or is there a place for both a mentor and a coach? There's a lot of questions in there.
Absolutely. However, what I've found is that there aren't a lot of really good mentors out there. The thing about being a coach, somebody who has not been in your industry, is that that person brings a different perspective to what you do.
And you can see what my bias is, because I totally think that there's a huge advantage. So many people think that they need to have somebody who's already in the photo booth business or a caterer to then coach them. But I tend to disagree. Yes? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what you're hearing. And one of my mentors, Jay Abraham, has made millions of dollars in maybe 100 different business categories by simply taking what worked in one category, tweaking it to make it work in another category. So, it really is available to anybody.
So there is some crossover.
Yeah.
Excellent. And, we could spend 13 hours talking about all those things that you do now that we're in what I call the dark times.
Well, I've got a light, so it can't be too dark.
It's not too dark. And actually, it is these groups that you run and manage that actually shines light in these, what can be construed for many people as the dark times. So just in brief, and then I'll put it in the show notes for everybody, but what do you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and what do you do Tuesday?
Okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I run a group called Coaching Through Corona. It meets on Zoom from 8 to 9. And originally it started out as a 15-minute picker-upper. but people wanted more,
Right.
so it expanded to an hour. And basically, we go through a lot of really coaching ideas, but in a group setting. So it's almost like group coaching.
Mhm. Not group therapy?
Well, there are some people who use it as therapy. So, it, but see, I have to charge more for that. So I don't
Fair
want to go.
enough.
And every Tuesday, I run a mastermind group.
Wait. Don't move too fast.
All right.
I just want to say that the Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the best hour of those days every day that I meet with CTC coaching through Corona. I don't know what the future holds, when we're going to get back together again in person or not, but I hope that that idea will move into some other coaching after Corona or something.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up because before Corona, I wouldn't have done this because I have a face for radio and I like keeping it that way. So that's why, I like to play with my video and not let people see me while I'm talking. Uh,
Come back.
however, this has pushed me out of my comfort zone. And at the point that we're taping here, already done 121 Zoom meetings. So, I guess there's learning all the time, and this has really been a learning experience. But it's allowed me to see that I don't have to be in the city that you are, and we can have meetings and get benefit from each other, through technology.
Well, again, my favorite hour of each and every day, except for Thursday, which is event ensemble. But now Tuesday, you have something going on that's, I want to say completely different. And I think it's important that they remain different because their purpose is distinct.
Yes, Tuesday I run the signature Zoom Mastermind Roundtable. I've been doing the Mastermind Roundtable since 1999 in person
Wait a minute.
until,
Wait a minute. You were doing it before we met?
yep,
How could you?
I'm sorry, but somebody asked me and said, "Can you put a group of people together that where we talk about ideas?" I said, "Sure," and so I started in 1999. And so the difference between Tuesday and the other days is that on Tuesday we focus on one topic. So, for instance, this past Tuesday it was about being present, and so everything dealt with that. And what I do is I come up with quotes that we talk about, and see if we agree or if we disagree. But it's a free speech zone. Nobody's going to get jumped on for being a contrarian or any other name like that. Um, and it's a lot of fun, and you get to see a different side of people. And I think even back when I was running this, and you started to come, you had mentioned that you'd got more business from that group than any other group,
Mhm.
and we don't talk about business. See, that's the
Right.
thing. We talk about our own businesses, but we don't, no 30-second commercial and, no stuff like that. It's really an opportunity to get to know people on a personal development side.
I love it. So now you've got coaching through Corona, you've got Mastermind Roundtable, and then there's mentoring your success. There must be some distinction that would be a reason why someone would want to say, I need David.
Well, mentoring your success is my coaching business, and it's also uh, I do a workshop once a month on different business topics, and so that's all included in there. And um,
Let me draw you back in here for a second,
all right,
because I think you just kind of jumped into, you do these training things, which is fine, but your coaching is really different than what most coaches do. For example, I know a coach. Here's your homework. Answer these questions, do these projects, do this stuff, and I'll see you next week. But that's not your style.
No, I believe that every business owner has a different problem than other business owners, and that they need to tackle that problem in the way that's comfortable for them. So I don't have any one size fits all coaching. I have 14 key performance indicators in your business that, in my humble opinion, I'm an expert on. And those are the areas that I help business. If you ask me about accounting, I'll send you to somebody else because that's where my area of expertise is. So what I do is I put a coaching plan together for every client that I work with so that it's specific to them. And we only work on the things that they're having challenges with. If they're a great salesman, they don't need sales training. So yeah, no one size fits all.
Mm-hmm. And you have some great success stories with event ensemble members.
Absolutely. William Babin with the Big Zephyr, and Bill's challenge.
You're not a psychiatrist. You're not a psychiatrist. You're allowed to share this, right?
Yes.
Okay. different problem, right?
Yeah, and Bill would. I mean, Bill has mentioned this before. Mm-hmm. He wasn't charging enough for what he did. And he has a band that does rock and roll and country, and there are 5 or 6 people in the band. And he was charging $1,000, $1,200 a night.
You can't keep the lights on with that.
Well, that was the problem. And so the first thing that I did when I started working with him, I said, we're going to double your price. We're going to raise your price to $1,900 to $2,100. And then for special holidays like New Year's, we're going to double it again. So it's going to be $4,500 for a New Year's. And over the year that I worked with him, he doubled his income with the same amount of gigs.
Let me also say, by being the outside looking in, that it wasn't just that Bill had changed his price. It, as a result of the price change and with working with you, his attitude changed, his process improved, and as a result, the band's performance improved. So it wasn't just about changing the price, but everything. Like what's that about the harbor and the boats and the water?
Yeah, a rising tide lifts all boats. And
right. And hold on, let me put a bow on this. And so you were the rising tide that rose all of the boats that were part of his business. So it wasn't just that you raised his price and that raised what was going on, but everything about his business benefited as a result of your experience with him.
Absolutely. And a lot of small businesses have a challenge of pricing their value. And most business owners underprice. And part of of working with Bill was helping him deal with the fear of saying that my fee is $2,000. Mm-hmm. Because that was totally foreign to him. And he actually got through it fairly quickly. Real smart guy. So, I mean, he was able to figure it out and make that happen.
He was smart because he hired you?
Thank you for saying that. I did not say that.
Well, I will say that. But I'm curious, if there's obviously only one you in Event Ensemble. But to suggest that our members are not exposed to other mentors and business coaches and other opportunities, of all the choices, why you, David?
I'm not always the right choice. And I've worked with several people in Event Ensemble that after a while we decided that wasn't a good fit. Whether that was because they didn't want to do what I was suggesting or I was suggesting things that they were incapable of doing. I don't know. But and that's fine because I don't want to work with everybody. And I have to know, like, and trust. Something about turning that upside down. Trust, trust, know, like, yeah. So, um, and I don't want to be a coach for somebody for life.
Mhm.
We'll have a specific time period that we work, and if we want to work more together, then that's great. But I don't want to be me. If you can't learn from me what I know in a year, then you have bigger problems than I can help you with.
Then I must have bigger problems because our relationship has been a long time and I continue to learn and enjoy our friendship.
Well, I appreciate that. I wasn't really saying that because we don't get together every week, and I'm not, working on your business and that type of stuff right now. And it's more of a, once a month type thing. So they're different.
True enough, but take the compliment because I
Thank you.
think that was one of your classes that you
Yes.
instructed people to take the
Yes.
compliment and
And
say thank
not,
you.
not, yeah, just say thank you. And oh, it was nothing.
Oh, but it was something, and there you have it. Well,
Absolutely.
I can't thank you enough for spending a few minutes with us here in the spotlight, David. I highly recommend that everybody join you Monday, Wednesday, Friday for,
Coaching through Corona, or CTC.
and on Tuesdays.
It's the signature Zoom Mastermind Roundtable.
Excellent. And if you need help with your business, I can't think of a better mentor slash coach for your organization. Thank you, David.
Well, you're welcome, Scott. Can I make a final
You
call
can
to
do
action?
you can do whatever you like.
All right. So if you watch this all the way through all this banter and stuff, and you would like to get together, and I have a process called, it's a business acceleration session where we will get together and we will rank you in your business where you are in these 14 key performance indicators. And at the end of our time together, we will either choose to work together or not, but you'll walk away with a roadmap on things that you need to improve to get your business to where you want it to be. So thank
And,
you.
and what's the cost of that?
Um, FREE.
Shocking. Let me just say, I've done this with David, and it's priceless. And I highly recommend that you seek him out and spend some time with David. You'll be a better person and a better business as a result.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you.
Thank you. And I appreciate you, David.